How's it going, YouTube? So we're back with my 2005 Chevy Trailblazer that has become extremely problematic for me, but that means a lot of YouTube content for you guys. So what it did recently for me was it triggered a misfire on cylinder 1 as well as a multiple random misfire at one point. I went ahead and cleared the code, cylinder 1 came back, the rest did not. So this video, we're going to go ahead and be getting this off and replacing the cylinder 1 spark plug, which is the first one. It goes from 1 to 6, so luckily we're up here in the front, nice and easy to work on. We're going to get that off, replace it, and make sure that the issue becomes fixed. So what we're going to do to start this is we have this bolt here, and I believe we had this off recently. There's another bolt back here somewhere I'll have to find. We'll also unplug this sensor and loosen the boot over here, and then we'll pull this up. We can leave this attached, and that'll have enough flex to just get that out of our way for now. Okay, so the second bolt, I had the first one I pointed out here, and then the second one's directly behind it, and then you loosen the coupler that's on the throttle body, and here you see 1 through 6 of your coil packs. Each of these are, I believe, a 10 millimeter, and ours is up here all the way in the front. These bolts that we took off for the cover were also a 10 mil. So we'll have to get under here, take this out, these clips, pull back on the gray tab on this one, and then you squeeze down on it, pull it out, and just tuck it off to the side. Now, something I was looking for on this is oil down on this part, because if you have a leaky valve cover gasket, it can get oil down in here, which can cause your spark plugs to fail prematurely. But this looks clean, and then also when I look in here, that looks nice and clean. So at least on this spark plug, I do not appear to have a valve cover gasket going. My issue is likely either the spark plug or the coil pack. If I put a new spark plug in here, because they were like $4 or $5, I just bought one. If I put it in and it doesn't fix it, I'll take this coil pack number 1 and swap it with like coil pack number 2. And then I'll see if my cylinder that's misfiring moves over. If it does, I have a bad coil pack. Those are a little more expensive. I think they were like $70 at Advanced Auto Parts. I would probably get it offline because they are substantially cheaper. But I'm going to go ahead and find the part, pull this spark plug out, and we'll take a look at how it looks. I have my suspected bad spark plug out, and it doesn't look horrible. You can tell it's definitely got some age on it though. So, looking down there, everything looks good. I'll go ahead and grab my new one. So here we have NGKG Power, part number 5019. And this is what Advanced gave me. It's what they said they had in stock. I got enough to do the whole vehicle, but I don't think I need to at this point. So I'll go ahead and just do this one. So just for a little side-by-side, you see how nice and shiny. This one is already pre-gapped, so we're good to just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out of the socket, put this in, and then put it down in. A fun solution I ran into is, because of how deep the spark plug sits, I had to use an extension, or actually a couple short extensions on this, and then my extension wanted to pop out, but the spark plug didn't want to give up my 5/8 inch spark plug adapter. So what I just did was grab a pair of vice grips that fit down in there, grab the edge of this, being very careful not to go too deep, and then pop it back out, and we're good. So that's a new spark plug in there, and it is snug. I'm going to take this moment instead of at the end of the video to say, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment about anything you see now or in the future of this video. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and put this back in here, and I'm going to probably need 2 hands to do it because I'm going to have to finagle it around this plastic piece. And then we'll go ahead and get this plug back in, and we'll put the top on, and I'll tell you a couple things to watch out for as we put the top back together. Once your coil pack is back plugged in, push this clip back on, and then don't forget to push the little gray part back up to lock it on there. And then we will go ahead and set this back on, lining up the throttle body. And we'll kind of line that up, push it over so it clicks in, and then we'll put in our 2 bolts and tighten down that bracket, or the clamp. Okay, we got this put back on, that tightened down, the 2 10 millimeter bolts back in, and this clip back in. Now this was a piece I missed last time I was under here, and I found out a while after I was under the car. There's a nipple back here that this just like swings onto, and you can, let's see, does that help? Yeah, a little bit. You just push it back and over, and then it's kind of on the nipple. So now I come to this side and just push it in. But yeah, that's a piece that I missed last time, so I wanted to call that out explicitly. So now we're going to come into my torque app, and we're going to do clear faults on the ECU. I have the Torque Pro version. It was worth it because I use it all the time on all my different vehicles, and I just have a cheap little like $5 adapter I got off eBay that plugs into my OBD2 and it goes Bluetooth to my phone. But once this clears, I'll go ahead and turn on the car and take it for a drive around the block, see if we see that code come back up. So now if I turn on my car, I should have no check engine light. There we go. Okay, so the check engine light's gone right now. I'm going to take it for a quick drive and I'll let you know the results. Well, we have a flashing check engine light, so I don't think that fixed our problem. But I'll see if it's still showing. So, well, this will be the random multiple misfire code, the P0300, because it's flashing. I'll see if it calls out a cylinder here in a moment. So I'm back from my test drive that showed that we still have a problem, and what I should have done was swap the 1 and 2 coil packs while I already had it apart. That way I could have just done 2 steps at once. However, now I and my trusty companion Diesel are going to swap those coil packs, and then I will see which cylinder the misfire pops back up on. Due to Diesel's amazing help, these two have been swapped. Make sure that you also swap over the wires when you're doing this so that they fire in the correct order. But what we're doing is an isolation test right here. So we know there's a new spark plug in here, therefore that should not be causing us an issue. We're gonna make an assumption about that. Now, if this is still bad, then it's probably a wiring harness somewhere. I really hope that's not the case. If this one now shows bad, we've got a pretty good confirmation that it's our coil pack. So we'll go ahead and get a new coil pack in and verify that. I'm gonna go ahead and button this back up, and I'll test drive it today or tomorrow probably, and then it'll take me a couple days to get the part in. The coil packs online are like 15 bucks. The coil packs at AutoZone are like 70 bucks. So I'm gonna wait about a week for the coil pack to come in, if that's my issue. If you can afford to wait, it'll save you a good bit of money here if you need a coil pack. If you can't afford to wait, then you can't always get them from your auto store. Luckily, I just got that truck titled and tagged today, which was the F-150 from the auction. So I'll just drive that truck while I'm waiting for parts for this to come in. We are here on a very dreary day, and we have a new coil pack. What I found when I moved the coil pack from 1 to 2, the misfire followed over to cylinder 2, meaning that the coil pack is bad. I got this one off of eBay for like $15 or $16 with tax and shipping. So I had to wait a couple days. I drove the F-150 from the auction video and had a pretty pleasant experience overall with that vehicle. But now it's time to get the Trailblazer back on the road. So I'm gonna go ahead and yoink this apart, and I'll probably jump right to when I'm putting this one in. So we have the old one over here and the new one over here, and for all intents and purposes, they look identical. So I'm gonna toss this one in. Luckily the cylinder 2 one, we just popped the bolt, pulled it out. Took me all of 2 minutes to get the whole thing pulled apart. We'll put this one in and we'll see if she sounds better. Looks nice and clean compared to everything else, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and button her up. We'll fire up the car. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fire this up real quick. There's no more miss. I'm gonna take her for a quick drive just up and down the hill, and then we'll verify the problem's gone. We'll go ahead and test her, and going up this hill, it feels normal. Before, there was like a really bad misfire when I had to get on the accelerator pedal going up a hill. So I am very happy. She is definitely fixed. I need to find a better arrangement for parking my cars, because I just slid all in that mud because it's been raining. We have Larry the Trailblazer fixed. A great time, because I'm pretty sure this needs brakes, and I want to put brakes on it before I sell it. They're pretty cheap, so stay tuned for that in an upcoming video. But that's about all I have right now. Yeah, I'm very bald. Forgot to put the guard on when I was touching up a spot and just decided to take it all off. Until next time.